This is not uncommon for me. Let's start this again. I did this video before. Again, it felt very rushed. So I'm gonna slow it down. And do it again. Let's start into this video. Hey, how goes it? It's me, the real Asha P.
Don't play with it, don't be dishonest. Still not understanding.
Hey y'all, so again I am doing this video because I needed to do it again. As you can see by the title, as you can see by the drill, I'm gonna be talking about anime today, and a lot of people don't think that I'm into anime by, I guess, my look, but I'm an anime fanatic, okay? So much that I almost got canceled by the anime community. We'll get into that, but before we do, please like, comment, and subscribe. You know our thing. I like your lashes, I like your makeup, I like your drill.
I hate your braids. I hate your lashes. Bitch, I hate that you gotta make sandwiches at night, bitch.
You know that's our thing, as well as you will know that you're going to hear the paid actress, the Smoke Alarm, Miss Smoke Alarm, okay? You are definitely going to hear her. We upped her pay, so you're going to be hearing her a little bit more, okay? And just like, comment, and subscribe. Become a part of this family, okay? Let's get into this video. So I'm going to start off by saying that this is a mini story time too of how this even started and why this video is even here. So this started with this video that I'm going to show afterwards. I was just starting TikTok, which y'all need to follow because this is what it's mostly about, and I be on TikTok a lot. So it started off on TikTok, and I was just letting my family, my anime community family, know that I just couldn't get into these type of animes. And I don't know why, but when I told them that, they about canceled me. So that video got almost 35,000 views, 35,000 views, and almost 1,000 people canceled me. Yeah, almost 1,000 people canceled me, saying, "You are canceled, ma'am." That this is too much. You are canceled. Like, if you go through those comments, a lot of people were just like, no. A lot of people were saying that this is a starter pack of anime. How could you not like it? And I'm just like, oh. Now, there are some people that did agree with me that said like they couldn't get into Full Metal Alchemist, or, you know, Naruto was just too slow, or no, they agree 100% what I'm talking about. And there was one that was even nice enough to ask, you know, well, explain yourself. Like, why do you not like these? So I will drop the TikTok that started it on my short, and if you all want me to, I will drop, because it is a long video, just part by part of the animes of why I did not, you know, couldn't just get into them, why I didn't like them too much, if you all want me to. So I will put those piece by piece in my shorts as well. So I do thank you to that person that just did want me to explain, to see like, okay, you know, I see where you're coming from. Or it's like, you know, this is still one of my favorites, but that's just your opinion, things like that. So with that, I wanted to make this video because me and my sister were talking, and I told her about that time because I made a recent TikTok, and I just told her about it, and we were just talking about my genre of anime, to where she had stated, and I love it for this, she labeled me as a soft realist anime watcher. That is the type of genre I like. It gives cute at sometimes, you know, has a nice cute storyline. Might even have to where somebody's in a relationship. There might be love somewhere into it. You know, it gives cute at time, little gushy, a little bit, but it's real. That's it. Like, it's real. The storyline itself, it's real life. It's either survival of the fittest, it's survival of the fittest, survival mentalities. It is that, or, you know, your back's against the wall. It's realism like that, but at sometimes the storyline might be cute as well, as, you know, you hear their background or where they came from or why they're like this, or you know, they might still have a love affair there, something to where they love somebody, a relationship. It's cute like that, but it's still real. So even though people canceled me, I wanted to give just kind of an insight of my type of genres or the animes that I do like, so then maybe people could see as of why I didn't like those specific animes as well. So as of right now, just like I did for that TikTok, I only did shows. I didn't do any movies. I just did strictly anime shows. So for this video, I'm just going to do strictly anime shows. I can do movies, and I should as well, because my movies show more of the softer, I guess, in me. Like, I love Studio Ghibli. Studio Ghibli is realism too, but it's very soft. It's easier on the eyes. The storyline is not as harsh. Things of that nature. So that kind of shows the more softer side in my anime watching. But this one, I'm just going to stick with the anime shows. If you all want me to do 4 anime movies, then, you know, put in the comments, and then I could do that as well for y'all. But let's start with the first one I have for the anime shows. So the first one I have is The Promised Neverland. I'm going to show a picture here. And it came out in 2019. This one was really, really good to me. The drawing was nice. The storyline was so good. It started off very cutesy because it's with kids. So it started off really cutesy, really, you know, laughter and teaching. It's just more softer to the eye. But towards the end of the episode, that's when it got real. That's when their survival mode had came in. That's when the realization of what they were up against and what their future could be had came. I don't want to be too much of a spoiler, so if you haven't watched them, I don't want to give too much info, but you know, please do watch. They are good, but I don't want to be a spoiler. So if I am talking in code, that is why. I want to say as well as the first season for me is better than the second season, because I feel like the survival mode had kind of dissipated, had kind of dissolved. It wasn't as realistic anymore because of the survival rate that they were having. In the first season, it shows they are inside this place, and it's a scary place to be outside of the place that they're in. It's just too much, and what's out there is not meant for the human that they are, so they try to keep them in this place. The thing was, in the second season, when they were out in that space, I thought it would be kind of harder for them because no human is supposed to be out there. So with the survival rate that they had for it, kind of threw me off, since it was so bad to be out there as a human. So the first season I liked more because it was more realistic. It was just more of what was going to happen in real life. Let me say more realistic. The second one, which is High School of the Dead, or HOTD. HOTD was one of the first ones that I saw that showed for realism at its finest. That was the first one that I saw that was like, what are y'all going to do? You have no real adults, almost like the first one, The Promised Neverland. There were adults, but there really wasn't. It was mostly around kids. The kids are the ones that are surviving. The story that you're seeing them through is through kids. So this one for HOTD, it was like that too. You're going through the eyes of high schoolers, teenagers, and they are the ones that are trying to survive. There are no parents around, so it's them themselves. Like, how are you going to protect yourself after this outbreak? And then you are learning as you're going through with this outbreak. You're learning about the other party and what they can do, what they can't do, what they can sense, what they can't sense, things of that nature, all trying to survive with this little group. And it showed realism as of the fact of once things like this happen, I'm going to say it quickly, but like occult forms, like people start to prey on the more naive and the more scared. So you see that as well as in, you know, oh, well, I'm smart, or I am the only adult here, so you should listen to me, and I have your best interest, and follow me, trust in me, things in that nature. So that was kind of a thing that was going on too, to where you see the realism of once something like this happens in society, in the world, people start to turn a little crazy, and you start to see that in different groups. And it's a thing of survival day by day. This isn't my house, but I need to stay here. I need to survive. I need to eat. I need to sleep. How am I going to do that day by day? And it's just really good. The drawings in this is great as well. Just like The Promised Neverland, the drawings were great, phenomenal. With my type of genre, you start to see a little bit more. It's a lot more detailed than I feel like in something that is 100% softer, or one that is so much action-packed. Not saying that action-packed does not, because you will see it more in their muscles, in their body, in their hands, in the punches, things of that nature. That's where the details of the pen, of the coloring comes in. With mine, you see it in the storyline, and the storyline goes so good with the drawings as well. So those first two had a little bit more of a soft tone to it. It still had a realism tone, but it still had a soft tone to it. These next one is just straight real. There's no soft tone to it. It's a hard storyline. And the first one that starts off like that for me was Erased. So Erased came out in 2016. When I first started getting into my anime bag, you know, it started way before this, but there was a time when I only watched English dub. If it was in Japanese, I'm not about to read it. I just want to watch and be able to understand. But with a lot of storylines growing up, there were a lot that was only in Japanese and English subbed. So I was like, if I really want to, I'm a read. So I tried to read with Erased. That was not good. Not saying that it wasn't a good enough sub, but with so much information that is in Erased, I couldn't start off with just now listening to Japanese but reading it and starting off with Erased. It was just too much information. I couldn't keep up. So years later, I did see it again when it was in English dub, and chef's kiss. It was so good. This one is more of a realist one. It does not have a soft undertone again at all. The only softness that comes is, I don't want to say petty, but when you feel sorry for somebody, empathetic for somebody, that is when the softness come in. But throughout the whole storyline and throughout the whole show, it's just real. You have this connection for people, and it's taken away just like that, and it happens over and over again. It is a really good storyline, and it's not ones that in the end, he is the good guy. And I'm not going to say at what cost, because he is the good guy. But I'm not going to say nobody remembers, but, you know, it's not like nobody remembers. It's just like, at what cost? Like, you did great, but for what cost? It really does make you think as a person. It's like, you know, I did help somebody else's life. It might have tarnished my life or took away from my life, but I helped somebody else's. So are you okay with that? Anything? Do you feel better as a person for that? So it's a great storyline, very heart-touching, pulls out your strings. That's where the softness comes in, but it is very real. Another one that is like that, I got from Netflix. I know that Crunchyroll is a great website for anime shows and movies. But you know, if you do have other streaming sites, try Netflix. Netflix originals are really good. They do get great people, great producers, directors to do things like this. And it being on Netflix, I feel like sometimes people think it's not as good or it takes away from it, but it isn't. It is just as good. They have great people behind the work that they do. So if you do take the time to look at the Netflix originals and the anime section that they have. This one came from a Netflix original anime series, and it was called Japan Sinks 2020. And it came out in, of course, the year 2020. That's probably why a lot of people didn't see it, because, well, I mean, we were locked down. So, you know, maybe people did see it, maybe people didn't. But that one was an amazing, amazing series. I had watched it midway through. I made my dad watch it. After he finished, I made the rest of the family watch it. Like, it was just that good. It has a softness because, again, it pulls out your heartstrings of the people that you get connected with, because it is like a family, it is a big group. But with everything that does happen, the realism of it, the survival of the fittest, that's why it pulls out your heartstrings. This one really connected to me, or with me, because I feel like out of all the ones that I've had watched, this made me feel the most of, oh my gosh, things just got real. The feeling of, wow, things just really got serious. Like, our back is against the wall. What are we going to do? It really made me put myself in the situation of, if this happened with my family or the group I was around, how would things go? How would we survive? What odds would be against us? You know, because this one shows a lot of health reasons and things that happen through them during the survival that is actually putting not a burden, but setting some people back. So thinking about, like, oh, well, in my family, this person might have this health issue, and this person might have this health issue, and this person doesn't have one, or this one can't see that good, and everything like that. So it's just like, what is going to happen if this person falls? Who's going to come up? Who's going to take their spot? It really does make you think of that. That's why out of all of them, this one is my best as the soft realism, because it was the realest of them all. I don't want to put for a spoiler, but it does put you in that thought of, if the alpha of the group, like, you know, if the alpha of the group leaves, or if something happens to the alpha of the group, or the alpha of the group is just no longer there, how are you all going to continue? If you all just started your quest, if this all just happened and the alpha is no longer there to support, how are you all going to continue? That is what it made me think, and that's why I connected so much to it out of my realism. These are the recommendations that I do have so far, or kind of like the genre that I do like. Also explaining of how I almost got canceled from the anime community because of this. If you all do want more, again, if you do want me to do for the movie, do like and then comment on the video which one. If you want me to just continue of the shows that I do like, or give any more recommendations, do comment that as well. I am here for y'all. But at the time, that is all I do have for that video. I will be talking y'all again. In the meantime, subscribe and like and follow me on my social media. But until then, I love y'all, mean it. Bye.